All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining today. Javier Lopez Bernardo of BrightGate Capital from the wonderful city of Madrid, Spain. We are here today to talk about your investment in SK Hynix, the South Korean semiconductor supplier. Thank you again for your time, Javier. I will dive right into the questions. When it comes to SK Hynix, what are the Wall Street analysts missing here?
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Alex, to be here. Well, the memory industry, as you said, Hynix is a memory manufacturer. The memory industry used to be very fragmented, highly cyclical, and with poor returns. That was in the past. Although cyclicality is still a feature of the industry, since 2013, the industry has been dominated by three players, which account for 95% of the market. And more importantly, these market shares have been broadly stable, right? This is very well known by Wall Street, so we are not bringing here anything new to the table. And the demand picture, by the way, is also very clearly understood, right? That you have secular tailwinds. But the street has still some misgivings about the earnings power of these companies over a full economic cycle, right? On top of that, these companies are very capital intensive, whereas Wall Street loves capital light business models with plenty of free cash flow generation. There are some capital light business models in the semiconductor industry, but memory manufacturing is not one of them. Make no mistake, we love these kind of business models too, right? They are great, but we believe they are fully valued. I would argue that by now we have sufficient evidence on three things about the memory manufacturers. First, memory manufacturers have earned on average returns between 15 and 20% on their net operating assets over the last 8 years, well above their cost of capital. Secondly, although the industry is capital intensive, as we mentioned, additional investments have been profitable so far, which suggests that these companies will still have plenty of attractive reinvestment of opportunities in the future. And finally, memory demand, and this is I think this is very important, memory demand is becoming more diversified across applications, and we really believe that this diversification will dampen the cyclicality of the industry because memory will no longer rely on the cycles of one particular product. Hynix is trading at 1.6 times the value of its net operating assets, which is one of our favorite valuation metrics, which suggests that the market believes either that Hynix future returns will be much below than historical ones, or that profitable growth opportunities will be zero. We don't think any of these two outcomes is the most likely, and that a more realistic price should be around 210,000 won per share.
Wonderful. Thanks very much for that. How did this name come across your radar? How did BrightGate come into contact with Hynix?
We then, as a general overview, in our fund, we tend to look for industries with oligopolistic structures, and we came across memory manufacturing as one of these industries. We began analyzing Samsung. We have already published our views on Samsung in SumZero as well. We did it last August. So we began with Samsung, then with Micron, which is a pure player, and then finally with Hynix. And we realized that the best way to invest in all of these names is probably having an exposure to all of them. You may have a problem in one specific fab, and this would be nice for the industry as a whole, but not for that particular company. So I think we could diversify this kind of idiosyncratic risk investing in the three companies, and this is what we have done, but Hynix is our largest position. Although Samsung is the technological leader, as many people know, it also operates in other businesses where we don't want necessarily to be invested. Foundry is a nice business, but consumer electronics is not so much a good business. So Hynix and Micron, on the other hand, tend to be quite similar. Although, as I argued in the thesis published here in SumZero, Hynix trades at a discount to Micron, and we believe that for purely technical reasons, such as being the stock listed in Korea, right? Whereas Hynix operating performance is still likely to be better than Micron, at least in the short term, due to the legacy nodes. Hynix used to have a leading position over Micron. This this leadership is being closed little by little, but there is still some gap. And we think that in the legacy nodes, Hynix still has a technological advantage, so it should trade at a premium to Micron, not at a discount.
Javier, thank you for that explanation. How does SK Hynix tie into and relate to other names invested in at BrightGate?
Memory manufacturers right now is our largest investment thesis, so to speak. It's around 20% of the portfolio. Sorry, but as I said, we tend to look for companies operating in oligopolistic structures, industries. So it is no surprise that we are invested, for instance, in the two dominant credit bureaus in South Korea, which are called NICE, in one of the incumbents in the Medicaid space in the US, Centene, in the leading online marketplace in Kazakhstan, which is basically a monopoly, and it's called Kaspi, and in the leading real estate platform in Denmark, that it's called NORTHM, and you have a very nice investment thesis on NORTHM in your platform by another contributor. In all of these cases, we believe the economics of these names are excellent. Okay, are top notch, and that they will be able to compound economic earnings for many years in the future.
Excellent. And Javier, I'd be remiss to say that you've been a longtime member on SumZero Cap Intro. We appreciate the reports that you write and the insights that you bring. For individuals looking to learn more about BrightGate, not only can they go to SumZero, but is there a website or an email that they can contact you directly to learn more?
Yes, you have the contact details in our webpage, which is brightgatecapital.com, right? And if you want anything more specific, you can reach me via LinkedIn, for instance. So I would be happy to answer any questions.
Fantastic, Javier. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed learning about SK Hynix, and we wish you the best of luck in the thesis.
Thank you, Alex.